Hi there, my name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Hi there, my name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social media. RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hi there. My name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hi there. My name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website RubenRubioTX.com on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Rubén Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website.
Welcome to today's show. You're watching Ruben Rubio TX live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I am 8-Bit Rich, and with us, as always, is Ruben Rubio. We'd like to welcome Mauricio to the stream as well. Thank you for joining us today. Today's topic is term conversion. So before we go into that, what is term exactly?
Okay, good question, Richard. There are two types of policies. There's whole life policies and then there's term policies. A whole life policy is like when you buy a house, it accumulates value through the years. It has a substantial amount of cash value, and you can draw from it whenever you need this benefit. A term policy is like renting the coverage. As long as you're paying, you have the coverage. But unfortunately, the day you decide to sell it or cancel it, there's nothing there. It's like when you rent a house, you've been there for 10, 15, 20 years, and then you leave. And what can you take? Well, you can't take anything because it's not yours. It's just having the coverage. So today we're going to cover about how to do a conversion from a term policy to a whole life policy, a policy that will build you cash value. Again, you probably have asked me this in the past. Why would anybody buy a term policy? Well, first of all, you're buying the policy the younger you are at a substantially low rate because it's not going to build any cash value. And of course, if there's an immediate need, let's say, like I've explained it in the past, hey, you know what? We own a home. We have several debts. I have plans. I want to send my kids to college. So most people, they buy a term policy when they're young because, well, again, you don't know when something's going to happen, an accident or a disease. Like right now, we're going through the COVID. A lot of nice, healthy people have gotten sick, and now they don't qualify for regular standard policies because their health has completely gone out of whack. Well, when you have a term policy, especially with me, I can say for my companies that I sell for, that you have the right of converting these policies to whole life. Now, it's a very simple procedure. After you've had the policy at least a year or two in force, we can start talking about doing some changes in those policies. For example, let's say you're 25 or you're 30 years old and you said, you know what, Mr. Rubio, is it convenient for me to have a whole life? Well, yes. The younger you are, the more cash value you're going to have through the years. And it's not expensive. It's not expensive because you're still young. And of course, this will benefit you on the long run because with the companies that I represent, they pay a dividend to the policy. So what does that mean for the client? Well, it builds more cash value. It builds more death benefit without having to pay extra money into their policies. And let me just jump into the first thing that I needed to talk about is that I got a call from a client. She's been a client for a while. She's had a 10-year term. Well, down the road, she decided to keep the policy. She was paying very little money. But guess what? It converted into an annual renewable term because of the fact that her term policy ended. And now every year, the company looks at her and says, okay, this is how much it's going to cost you more to keep this policy. And she doesn't have a huge policy. She just has an $80,000 policy. Well, you think, well, that shouldn't be too expensive. Well, she was a lot younger when she purchased this policy. She was in her early 40s. Well, now down the road, she's now 54 years old. And you think, well, I need the coverage, Mr. Rubio. And as I spoke to her, yes, but we need to do something to help you out because down the road, this policy will become more expensive. For example, this year, her annual outlay, how much money she has to pay for the policy, is $329 for the whole year. Oh wow, Mr. Rubio, and how, well, is that expensive? Well, no, for 80,000, no, but she's paying $27.98 for a term policy. That's on a monthly outlay, which is not bad. But here's the problem. Next year, when her anniversary comes up, it's going to jump up to $361.80 per year. You say, well, Mr. Rubio, that's about $32 more or $33 more. Yeah. So that means she's going to be paying what? Almost $3 more a month. So now she's not going to pay $27, she's going to pay $30. Now, every year it keeps going up, Richard, and up and up. Like let's say here in 5 years, she's going to be paying $469 a year for the same coverage that she's paying $329 right now. That's an increase of $140 a year. Oh, but it gets better. When she turns 63, which is 10 years from now, she's going to be paying $549 a year. So that's, that's
almost double.
Oh, it's almost double. It's almost double. So she's paying $27 right now. She's going to be paying $56 for the same coverage, which of course I've explained to her carefully and showing her through different types of illustrations how she can convert some of that policy to a whole life and keep whatever base she needs, because she says, well, Mr. Rubio, I still need the 80,000. Well, we can work with you to a point, but remember, down the road, this is going to be expensive. Now, like all people that I've talked to, a lot of people tell me, Richard, well, I want to retire at age 65, which is of course 11 years from now, but her annual outlay will be $629 a year. That's $300 more. That's $25 more a month. She has to pay to keep the same coverage. I told her that's why it's to your convenience. Let's make the change, build some cash value, and of course, do what is necessary for the client. Now, in all perspective, if these things fail, I've told her, well, we can go the other route. I can sell you another term because, you're telling me it's expensive, but we have to start a new policy. Starting a new policy, she has to start the 2-year contestability again. She has to qualify. And she tells me, hi, Mr. Rubio, I'm not as young as I used to be, and I don't weigh the same like I used to be. I said, well, that's why when you have a policy that you can convert, it's best to do it inside and get rid of some of these little problems that we run into, like qualifying for the policy, going ahead and getting rid of the 2-year contestability. This lady is a very nice lady, very, very intelligent lady, but of course, we all deal with the same problem, Richard, money. So today or tomorrow, I'm going to go down there and sit down with her again. And of course, I slowly explain things the way I do so my client can understand that, hey, nobody's trying to take advantage of you. What we're trying to do is give you a better option than most companies. Now, going back to the same thing, I know many companies that they sell a term policy, but you don't have the right to convert it to a whole life policy. There are companies that I cannot mention their names because it's of course not ethical, but hey, you're stuck with this plan and it's going to go up. And what happens, Richard, when things go up or too expensive?
You drop it.
Yeah, they drop it like a rock. You can't afford it. And what happens now? Hey, but you know what? When you usually drop a policy, what's usually the problem, Richard? That's probably when you need it the most.
Yeah.
I did an illustration with another company that I know of, and I told her, look, this is what's going to happen if you go with this other company. When you turn 65, and I was telling you, hey, 65, you're still going to pay $629 for the year, which is about $57, $58 a month. Well, over there, you're going to pay a whole lot more. And boy, is it going to go up. It almost goes up to $100. I said, but they're cheaper than you are, Mr. Rubio. Well, yeah. There's a saying in Spanish, lo barato te sale caro. Whatever is cheap will eventually become, too expensive. Yeah, and of course, and I've explained it to her, but that's the way their economics work. Ours works a little bit different because you have the personal touch of your agent trying to give you a hand. I have clients that have called me through the years. Hey, Mr. Rubio, what can we do? I go by there, I sit down, we figure out a financial plan for them. And most of the time, they take my advice, or most of the time they just say, you know what, let's wait till such and such a time. And I have a file for all my clients. I always carry a file on all of my clients, and I tell them, okay, so what do we want to do in the future? I think I've told you in the past, that I've I've gone to funerals, and their children tell me, "Hey, Mr. Rubio, you didn't sell my mom and dad enough insurance." Oh, good thing you said that. Let me take out the file, and then I opened the file and I said, "Look, here's what the file says. Your mom and dad acknowledged that this is as much money as they could afford to help you guys for their final expenses, and there's nothing I can do. If you were interested in buying more benefit, all you needed to do was call me, and we'd have done that." That's where, remember, we talk about, building an inheritance for yourself, buying a policy for mom and dad, and the day that something happens, well, they have their inheritance, their money. I'm dealing with a man right now that lives, like 3 miles away from me, telling me, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to buy a policy for mom and dad because down the road, my brothers and sisters aren't going to cooperate." Do you understand that, Richard?
Yeah.
You have brothers and sisters. Do they all pull the same?
No.
No,
Not everyone.
not everybody pulls. Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you for listening to the Ruben Rubio TX show, and we're not a dog and pony show. We talk about real situations, and we talk about solutions to your financial needs through insurance.
Yes, and just want to thank everyone that's still with us today. And you are watching RubenRubioTX live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, you can put them in the comments, or you can visit our website at RubenRubioTX.com. We have a form there you can fill out, and we'll be glad to answer your question in one of our future live streams. If you want to find our social media, it's also there on our website for Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, as well as YouTube. And if you'd like to set up an appointment, you can. There is a form there that has a time slot that you are available for Ruben to give you a call and explain more and see what options you have. And today we are talking about term conversion. And a question I guess I would have is, why does you mentioning that that whole life has cash value? Would that
Yes.
mean that term doesn't have a cash value at that point?
No, sir. Term value is like renting. As long as you have the coverage, that's what they're going to give. They're not going to give you more. They're not going to give you less. They're just going to give you what you purchased. Like, for instance, like I'm talking about this lady that purchased an $80,000 policy. In the event of her demise, we're going to pay $80,000 to the family, which of course goes back to the same thing. It doesn't matter if you have whole life or term, as long as you have something the day something happens. But in the event of whole life builds with my companies more cash value, more death benefits. We pay dividends. The client is happier because, hey, if I ever get into a rut or I ever get into a problem and I need money, I don't need to apply for a loan at my bank. I don't need to apply at a loan company or a financial company. All I do is call my insurance agent, Mr. Ruben Rubio. He'll come by, pick up your information, and of course, we'll go ahead and send you a check for whatever value that you want. I have clients that ask, "Hey, Mr. Rubio, can I borrow $3,000? Let me check." Hey, you have it. If you pay it within a year, we won't charge you interest. Most of my clients, their interest rate is either 4.89 or 5.37. It's not a very high rate. But then again, I find clients that tell me, "Mr. Rubio, somebody bamboozled me." Well, how's that? Well, they told me that I was behind on my payments on my life insurance, and they said, "Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it." And lo and behold, they had me sign this paper. They borrowed from my policy, and now I have a big debt. Wow. And I keep finding these people. I won't mention the companies that do this, But usually those companies are people that go and collect at the person's house. And that's a dangerous thing because most people don't know what's going on or what's happening, and then somebody like me comes by and tells them, okay, this is what happened. They borrowed from your life insurance policy to pay your behind premiums, but now you have a debt, and oh, by the way, your interest rate is 9%. And what's that going to do with my policy? Well, look, you've got a $8,000 policy, for example, this lady that I'm dealing with right now, and you're at a 9% interest rate, and they borrowed so much, it's already grown to $900. And if you don't do something in the next year and a half, this policy is going to lapse. But Mr. Rubio, I pay $80 a month. Yes, but you're only paying your premium. You're not paying the outstanding loan. And what happens is that the loan will suck up the cash value in the policy, and you end up with nothing, even though you're still paying for the policy. And she said, well, what should have happened here? Well, if he was a good agent, he would have explained, look, we're going to borrow money against your policy. And if you pay it back, you don't have to worry about things. But we're still charging you 8 or 9% interest rate per year. And this is going up. And oh, by the way, if you die before that loan comes, they're going to collect on the loan first and then pay out whatever money that's left over. So, and of course they charge their interest right away. So the client's there. So what are you telling me here? You have no benefit on the long run. In a year and a half, you're not going to have anything, even though if you don't make a decision now. So what I do is I try to help them out. I show them how we can do it. I go ahead and do the different things that I do. And of course, that will benefit the client. Going back to what we were talking about, the term conversion. What is a term conversion? You take a policy that you are paying for. It is a term. You can convert part or all of it according to your financial need. And then from there, what I do is we do explanation of why you're converting your policy, which is a U18, saying, hey, you know what? I'm converting part of my term to a whole life. This is how much I'm purchasing. This is my new premium. And we're taking out of the old policy to apply to a new policy. And of course, with this, I have to do a replacement form, replacing internally within the company the policy that now exists. What does this do for the client? Well, this does a lot of things. She or he doesn't have to qualify for insurance anymore because they already have a policy. Second, a lot of the contestable problems are gone because they have an existing policy. So the two-year contestability goes out the window because she's keeping the coverage at what she is already existing. So this helps out the client in many ways. And because people tell me, hey, Mr. Rubio, what if we drop dead tomorrow or next month or next year? Not a problem. You already have a policy with us. And what we're doing is an internal, policy. We're doing a conversion internally from what you already have. Now, okay. Now, what I do with other clients when they have a term policy, I cannot convert their policy from whatever company they have, but I can do one of two things. I can sell them a whole life and take, of course, what they have and say, hey, we're replacing the existing policy, and this is the coverage. This is no longer going to be done with ABC company. Now it's going to do with my company, CBS company or NBC or whatever company that I am thinking that is the best one for my client. And we're doing what is called a replacement from one company to the other. The state of Texas demands that I do a replacement for who? For the protection of my client, because that's the issue that I've explained over the time we've had these, Richard, that we're trying to do the best thing for the client. We're not doing the best thing for my pocketbook. I'm doing the best thing for their pocketbook and their future and their families.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, since you were talking about how this lady the rate was going up, would the same thing happen with a whole life once
No,
it
no.
converts?
When you convert your life insurance policy to a whole life, that is the moment that you close and you settle in, you lock in the premium. The premium will never go up because you're either 35, 50, 45, like in her case, she's 54 years old. We're getting her rate at the age of 54, and this will never go up again because the whole life is already paying for premiums in advance for the client. So again, it starts building cash value. It starts protecting the client because the premium will never go up. It's not like the term that down the road it's going to go up. So this one, you lock it in and it won't change.
Just want to thank everyone that's been with us today. You are watching Ruben Rubio TX live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find all our social media as well as ask questions on our website at RubenRubioTX.com. If you'd like to set up an appointment, you can also visit our website and fill out the form. Let us know when's the best time to contact you, and Ruben Rubio will be more than glad to assist you and see what options are available for you. And today's topic was dealing with term conversion. And before we go, can you just reiterate exactly what term conversion is and why it would be a benefit for someone to switch over from term to whole?
Okay, let me just explain how it works. Term policy is like a rent insurance. You're renting the coverage. The whole life is like buying a home. It builds cash value. It's like the house, like I said, it has equity. So down the road, you need money, you have it there. And again, Richard, the younger you are, the less expensive it is, the whole life. And a lot of people tell me, oh, Mr. Rubio, it's probably expensive for me. Well, how old are you? Well, it depends, if they're a man or a woman, if they smoke or they don't smoke. That's how I get the quote for them. I get their name, their date of birth, and then how much they want. And then, of course, I show them the illustration on my handheld or my computer, and I show them this is what we're doing for, this is what we can do for you. And of course, it is to their convenience, the younger they are, to get a whole life policy, then get a term policy. But of course, going back to the same, I do not know their needs until I get there and I do what is called a need analysis, and I tell them, you know what? You need $150,000 at least to cover. You're buying a home. Well, most homes are not running 100,000 anymore, Richard. I keep finding people with homes at $270,000, $300,000 homes, $500,000 homes, and because of the cost of living, everything's going up. Everything's going up.
So I guess one final question: does the term last only for a certain amount of years? Is that why it's called term?
Yes, a term policy, when you make a contract, we have different types of contracts. We have a 10-year, we have a 15-year, we have a 20-year, we have a 30-year policy. And of course, these policies are there for the client to, according to whatever we had talked about their outstanding loans or their outstanding debts. I know now of many people that, they get a 20-year term because they have a home that they rather pay 20 years instead of 30 years. And of course, I can still do the 30 years, which I do with a lot of clients, but some say, no, the faster I pay this off, Mr. Rubio, the less money I'm going to owe. So we work on that. And of course, I explain to them, hey, let me help you out a little bit. Why don't I run an illustration on an amortization table where you can have your term policy, but set money aside for paying off that home instead of the 30 years, or the 20 years. So what I do is I calculate how much money they're going to need by the time they get to that 20-year loan to pay it off, and you have money saved to pay off the rest of the house. It's called an amortization table. And if you talk to me and we make an appointment, I show you how to do it, and it'll save you even more money. So you don't have to go on an extensive loan for the 30 years or maybe the 20 years, you know.
That was pretty good information. I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us today on RubenRubioTX. Once again, you can find all our social media, Facebook, our Twitch, YouTube, or Instagram on our website at RubenRubioTX.com. You can leave your questions there, and if you would like to set up an appointment to see what options are available for you, you can fill out the form beneath, and we'll get back with you as soon as you are available. And I'd just like to thank you. You can find us here every Tuesday at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're streaming live from Texas. And I guess that'll be all for today, folks. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to us. And like I said, you know what, this is for your benefit. When you sit down with me, I will give you an illustration. I'll give you an illustration how we can do a term policy. We'll do a need analysis. We'll do a financial plan. I mean, I've got a plethora of things that I can help a client with. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I try to do the best I can, you know. And don't be scared that I say words with more than 3 syllables, okay? You know, it's just something that comes out. You have to learn these terms, you know. And I don't need to read them per verbatim, but it's there for you. And thank you, everybody, again.
Bye.
Bye. Hi there. My name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hi there. My name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you.